Hello everybody. So before it gets completely dark outside, I'm going to try to find something. Dug through all the parts that I ever took out of that firewall, and I found the original tack wire, the brown tack wire, because this car was a blinker tack car, and I put it back through the hole where it's supposed to be because I have pictures of it being there. And I ran the oil line back through the grommet that it's supposed to be in. And I even changed the oil fitting in the block to the one that was in deep sea because it still had the right fitting. I believe I'm missing a bracket that would have held this over against the head, I think. But if I can't find one, I'll just make one. And if I don't make one, it's really not a big deal. It's not going to get into anything on this car. But one other thing I'm missing, I don't have the reverse light plug. But the yellow car does. How do you take that out? All right. And I'm only showing you this because I'm sure there's somebody out here is make any of that out. Atlanta. All right, so we put a little bit of black weather strip adhesive, that's supposed to be black, on this because it's old. This is the issue when it comes to doing stuff like this. You can ask a question online. You'll get 14 different answers on how something's supposed to be. Because hardly any of the cars that these people restore were original when they restored them. Which means, hell, it might not be right anyway. I went back and looked at the picture, which is a screenshot out of the video. We put it right here. Okay, so I turned that plug the way it was in the yellow car. Now, does it matter? Probably not. But that's the way it was in that car, so that's the way it is in this car. Now, has somebody grabbed a hold of it at one point and twisted it? Who knows, possibly. But I can tell you that that's the way this car has its in it now. Plus, I don't have any intention of actually hooking up anything to that. You know, sometimes stuff's just for appearances. If you remember, there's a video from like last year where I made the reverse lights work on this car, and I used the green wire. It had been cut off at the firewall years ago, so I used the green wire and ran it over here and put it on a toggle switch on the dash. So I'm not really worried about that working. I just didn't, you know, there's certain things that it's kind of nice to have because you end up with a lot of people at car shows and cruise-ins that know everything. And when they know everything, they want to make sure that they point out something's not right. Now, since this car is a 4-speed, if it didn't have a hole there in it at all, then that's a clone. That's an automatic because they didn't have anything there. But since this was a 4-speed and it has the hole, you know, at least that's where it's supposed to be. And now it has the right plug in it. Also, you know, 4-speed 67s had a speedometer cable that went out that hole. I reckon the automatics were over here. Alright, so before I show you something else, I'm going to show you this. Those are dirty. They're going to stay that way. I'm not going to go through any trouble at all in cleaning those, because if I did and I fucked up at all and got them wet, I wouldn't have any sun visors. Those are original sun visors. Not only are they original sun visors, they're the only thing in this interior of this car, besides the dash pad, that is this car's interior. Everything else has had to be replaced or fixed. That is the original sun visors. Even the trim over the windows are out of the yellow car. So, well, I guess the sun visors and that, I think that's out of this car. The rear one's out of Dad's car. He took the headliner out to have it stitched up and never put it back, so I still had that. Alright, so let's show you something. Did a lot of work. I didn't show you anything. There's still going to be a lot of stuff that I can show you, but sometimes it's nicer just to go ahead and do it. I'm going to have to prime that 2 or 3 more times anyway, and block it 2 or 3 more times. So I mean, there's how many times can I show something? But welded the bottom, welded over the wheel wells. I guess it would be argued that I should have probably plug welded all this, but I ended up not doing that. What I did was I welded the edges. The reason I did that, well, see, there's paint everywhere in between those 2 quarters. That quarter and that wheel lip, there's Rust-Oleum. And there is a spot or 2 that I did try to plug weld. And everywhere that I tried to plug weld it, the weld didn't actually attach. It came back loose. So I figured it'd be better to actually know that it was welded. That's just me. That's my opinion. But it's my car, so. Alright, so. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's a lot to come. I've kind of put off driving this car this year. The goal was originally to have it back running and driving by April. That's not going to happen. I was originally going to just have certain things in primer and drive the car. But I got to thinking about that. There's a 70 out here that I can drive. This car doesn't have to be rushed. And I would rather not have to do it again because I decided to rush something. So, I'm not really even setting a goal on this. But the car should be on the road by early fall. I'm just not going to settle for rushed. I'm not doing that this time. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Got a little something extra, I'm sure, to show you at the end of it. I've got a few extra little videos I can add to stuff. So, bye.